Now, the much-anticipated 60th anniversary episode of Doctor Who aired last night, with Catherine Tate and David Tennant reunited to play Donna and the Doctor. However, some fans haven't been that happy and said the episode was a bit woke for the decision to include a character who was revealed to be transgender. Viewers commented that they were looking forward to the episode because the duo were previously in roles where Doctor Who was about entertainment instead of liberal identity politics. So let's see what... I mean, I watched it, I loved it, I thought it was very funny, and I thought the transgender thing was poking fun at everybody that gets a nix and a twist about this issue. So let's see what my panel make it. We're going to come to you first on this one, Benjamin. It contained Miriam Margolyes as a meep, which is basically a giant gonk. I mean, think Teletubby... Not Teletubby, Furby-type creature thing. Yes, and it was transgender. Why wouldn't it be?
I'm sorry, I find it, patently ridiculous, people that are saying they can't imagine there being a transgender Furby in Doctor Who. I mean, this is a show for which the entire concept is that they have a Doctor who has lived for thousands of years and reappears as a different human being every 2 or 3 years. Like, if you can believe that, then I'm sure you can gather the idea that there might be a transgender character in the show, It's not...
It's a giant gonk. I mean, it's not real.
I don't think you should take it too seriously. But also, if you were to take it seriously, what would be so wrong with having a transgender character in a programme like this? They exist in society, just like gay people or black people or people in wheelchairs.
And giant gonks. And, obviously.
The idea of having one transgender Furby, I think, is good representation.
What is a gonk? Is it different to a mogwai?
Oh, my God!
Is it different to a mogwai?
Do you know what a gonk is?
Well, I've just said, what is a gonk? I know what a mogwai is, but...
Yeah, it's... Oh, it was... Oh,
I'm
showing my age. If you're a certain age, right, gonks were like... There were little toys with fluffy head thing. Just think Furbies. Furbies, you're OK on Furbies.
Yeah, I know what a Furby is.
Gremlins?
Yeah, gremlins.
Gremlins, OK, fine. OK, well, in any case, it contained one of those and it was transgender.
And when you feed it after midnight, it doesn't turn into a monster
No, well, actually, I can't give it away just in case
That's not what transgenderism is.
That's not what transgender... I've been getting it wrong all this time. You're not supposed to get them wet. You're not to feed them after midnight. Oh, well, I mean, the key thing that I take away from all of this is that Doctor Who is a children's show. I know people like to sort of dress it up and say, oh, it's a family show. No, it's a children's show, and you have it within your power, if you don't like it, to turn it off or to change the channel. You don't have to watch it. It's not... Your kids aren't being taught this in school. It is a thing that is on for an hour, a couple of times a year. They have the Christmas special. Everybody gets upset because the new Doctor is, he's got 2 heads or whatever, whatever the issue is today. And I really do wonder what the fume is about this. It's a fantasy show for children, and many of the people getting upset are people in their 40s. Come on.
It was written by Russell T Davies, and I think it was... I mean, the actual conversation was with the Doctor, brilliantly played by David Tennant, who was talking to the gonk, as you do, and his... Donna's daughter, that's Donna there, said, well, how do you know it's a he? And that's when it was like, they asked a giant gonk what pronouns it used.
That is a fair point.
Does it even speak English would be the
Yeah, it was
first
perfect
thing.
English, obviously, which is completely weird for a giant gonk from another planet.
It's always the thing with these aliens.
They
all speak the Queen's English.
I know. There you go, that's it.
That's British cultural power, intergalactic, right?
But also there are species on Earth that are sort of gender fluid, that change their sex, right? That is a very real thing in the natural world. So the idea that this, alien Furby could be like that isn't quite so ridiculous.
That's the plot of Jurassic Park, isn't it? That there's one frog that can change its sex, and they just happen to make the dinosaurs with the DNA.
That's showing
African
bullfrogs, yeah.
There you go.
See, I'm the only one here that knows what a gonk is. If you know what a gonk is, at least please message me and let me know that I'm really not that ancient and on my own. OK, I think we have to... I'm running out of time now. I'm just digging a big hole here, aren't I, with giant gonks.